all these bitters, this small tiny let's break the table at one. All these small tiny bitters in sachet. If you can't, just leave it.
So just leave it. Don't allow people. The kidney is like at your back. So most of this back is closer to your back, like here. So most of this back hitting could be a problem. Either through accident, through fights, and the rest of the things. So that's what we call trauma. We add one that you overlook: bleaching. The fact that people bleach their skin. Yes. Yes, that's one. In fact, that's one of the highest causes of kidney problems among young children. See, our mothers are bleaching our children. They call it skin glowing and toning. There's this new English they package it.
Whitening.
Whitening and all those English that they put in. So that's one of the things. Now, like the people that do bleaching, right? Some of those things become easily absorbed
Into your body.
through your skin,
Okay.
into your body. Sometimes you're a pregnant woman, you're doing it, it affects the baby inside your womb.
Oh, exactly. That's the next question I wanted to ask you.
Yes.
So even when you are not directly applying these things on the child and you are using it, can you affect the child?
Yes, as a pregnant, there are some chemicals that can affect the child.
Because there's a picture that I posted of a child that came out, and they said the child was born like that with all these sign out. The child was being whitened,
Yeah.
something like that, right? And then they said the mom came out and said that the child was born like that. You know, so could it be that it is an impact from what the mother took from outside that
Okay.
affected the child?
So it is two ways. There are just people that have darker knuckles
Okay.
naturally,
Okay.
right? It could also be like a side effect. Now the issue is we cannot really say if it was a natural
Okay.
darkened knuckles or if it was one that they did. But what we're trying to say is that mothers, be careful the things you take, especially when you're pregnant, especially in your first trimester of pregnancy. This thing part you. Don't even forget that your kidney doesn't just collapse at once. It starts to deteriorate slowly.
So what are the signs to know if your kidney is becoming sick or is falling? Are there symptoms that if you notice, you should know that, okay, my kidney is having a problem?
All right. So the first one has to do with the water regulation in your body. In fact, that's the key pointers.
Okay.
So excessive thirst.
So for our kidney health, how many liters of water is recommended?
Okay, it differs from person, but we're looking at 2 to 3 a day.
2 to
3 liters a day. So when I say 2 to 3 liters a day, for example, I think this should be like what you do should be like 60 cl.
I'm
Right.
not even up to a liter.
It's not even up to a liter. So if you drink 60 cl, if you had 40 days, like 1 liter. So if you drink this up to like 4-5 a day, you're able to. It doesn't have to be okay if you wake up in the morning. This like by the time we're doing this video, it's like 1 p.m. right? It's expected that through today you have eaten. Maybe you should have drunk 1 sachet of this in the morning. By the time you get to 6 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the evening, you should be able to drink like 5 to 6 of it. So you've made up. Now, if you do strenuous activities, you are working under the sun, you are farming, you are doing sport, your body. So once your body feels thirsty, drink water. That's your body pointing
So
out.
the lack of water. So the lack of water can actually stress
It stresses the kidney when there is no water. That's why you see when there is no water in your body, your urine becomes concentrated. And you let's say go to Tony, it looks as if your urine is yellowish.
Yeah, okay.
If you see somebody who has been starved of water, that urine will start to look reddish. So the longer you stay without water.
So that is not a sign of malaria.
Yeah, most times it's not the sign of malaria.
Wait, that yellow urine.
It's not the sign
It's
of
not how old were you when you discovered this?
So it's not a sign of malaria. So I know we call it Utonian.
Actually, a lot of people, especially in Akwa Ibom here, a lot of people, that is their symptom of malaria.
Yeah, most times.
Wow.
I mean, nurse, they call me, be like, I just urinated and what I'm seeing, and I'm like, go and drink water.
Hello, everyone. My name is Oganyene. The face behind Yene's diary. So today I am with a team of medical practitioners from Atem Ekanem Foundation. And I'm told this foundation primary focus or interest is in kidney health of our people. So today I am here with this gentleman and this beautiful lady, and they will be telling us what they do at the foundation and how they are helping people take good care of their kidney. I never knew there was a platform like this or a foundation like this. So, what do you do at Mekanem Foundation?
All right. Thank you so much. My name is Akwa Wakwan and Sandra Ekanem.
Okay.
So, foundation, like you said, we focus on kidney health. So, what we do basically is to raise awareness on kidney diseases and kidney problems. If if you listen, if you hear the trends around, you realize that there is an increase in kidney issues
Okay.
everywhere. So, and these things don't just happen far away; they happen even here in our state. So that's the reason why we have this foundation to be able to educate our people and also educate other people, not just people in our also use the social media space. Educate other people that kidney disease is real. Tell them the things that may predispose to having these issues. And not just that, also help people that may be going through kidney problems. So we could assist them as based on what we have, assist them with their treatment, assist them in giving them referrals. We mostly focus on rural communities because most times the people in these communities don't even know what's wrong with them. So we go there, we raise the awareness, we do a couple of tests, and from what we see from our investigation, we show them the right place to go to. That there is need for them to go to hospital to have the appropriate diagnosis.
Okay. So, just like people have eye problems, right? Just like people have ear problems. So that means a kidney could also have a problem and it can also be cured. Do they cure kidney problems?
Okay, so yes. Now, just like the human body, every part of the human body, there are diseases that happen to you and can be cured.
Okay.
There are those that it's not all kidney problems that need transplants.
Okay.
It's not all kidney problems that need dialysis.
Okay.
We have kidney problems that can be solved with drugs. We have kidney problems that can be solved with surgery, right?
Wow.
So if somebody has like kidney stones, I have somebody I know currently who is trying to undergo treatment for kidney stones. So if she goes in there, have the right surgeon look at her, do the surgery, and the stones are removed, she'll most likely have a healthy kidney. And
Where did this stone come from?
this okay, the stone comes from our body creates the stone. So the thing is that the way the kidney
Our
function-
body create the stone.
yes.
Oh,
So
interesting.
the way the kidney function, the kidney is a filter. It filters our blood,
Okay.
filters the blood. The things that are healthy, our body takes it. Unhealthy things, the body sends it out, especially in urine. It's the kidney that produces urine. So your urine is a byproduct of your blood.
Okay.
So when your blood goes through the kidney acts like a drain. If call it anana. So it drains it, takes out what it has to take out for the body. The excess, it sends it out. Now, most of this excess contains chemical, for example, like urea and other things. Most of these chemicals are in liquid form. But when they accumulate in the body, they now solidify.
Into stone.
That is where we have the kidney stones.
These stones, these substances that generates into stone, you say that they come from the impurities from water or the thing that drink.
I won't want to say impurities. I want to say that byproduct. You know that whenever you're doing something with anything, there's always a byproduct,
Okay.
right? So all these chemicals in your body, for example, when you eat food, when your body takes in maybe the glucose it wants, there are byproducts from this food. They are not poisons, they are not bad things, but they are just your body
Okay.
selects what it wants and
So
lets
that
go.
means you don't really have a control over it.
Yes,
Oh.
because your body must drain this. Your body must filter this blood.
But it's not
essential.
everyone that can have kidney stone, right?
If without me,
I want to fortify myself.
no, it's not something to fortify yourself. If you don't do the right thing, it can happen.
So what are the right things?
All right. So the first thing is hydration. Drink water.
Where's my water?
It's essential that you drink water. So, like I said, the kidney is like a drain. Let me use an analogy. If you see somebody washing fufu, I used to wash fufu. if you put water in that fufu, it will drain out easily. But if you don't put water, it becomes thicker and start to stick, and sometimes even block that hole that you used to drain. That is how those things form. So water is the first thing that helps the drainage system of your body, which is the kidney, to be able to do its function well.
Can I take another one?
If your body feels like, we say you should drink as you feel thirsty.
Okay, so for our kidney health, how many liters of water is recommended?
Okay, it differs from person, but we're looking at 2 to 3 a day,
2 to 3 liters.
3 liters a day. So when I say 2 to 3 liters a day, for example, I think this should be like, what you just drank should be like 60 cl.
I'm
Right.
not even up to a liter.
It's not even up to a liter. So if you drink 60 cl, if you had 40 days, like 1 liter. So if you drink this up to like 4 5 a day, you're able to. It doesn't have to be okay. If you wake up in the morning, this like by the time we're doing this video, it's like 1 p.m. right? It's expected that through today you have eaten. Maybe you should have drunk 1 sachet of this in the morning. By the time you get to 6 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the evening, you should be able to drink like 5 to 6 of it. So you've made up. Now, if you do strenuous activities, you are working under the sun, you are farming, you are doing sports, your body. So once your body feels thirsty, drink water. That's your body pointing
So
out.
the
that
lack
I need
of water. So the lack of water can actually stress
It stresses the kidney when there is no water. That's why you see when there is no water in your body, your urine becomes concentrated. And you let's say go to Tony, it looks as if your urine is yellowish.
Yeah, okay.
If you see somebody who has been starved of water, that urine will start to look reddish. So the longer you stay without water,
So that is not a sign of malaria.
yeah, most times it's not the sign of malaria.
Wait, that yellow urine.
It's not the sign
It's not
of
how old were you when you discovered this?
so it's not a sign of malaria. So I know we call it Utonian.
Actually, a lot of people, especially in Akwa Ibom here, a lot of people, that is their symptom of malaria.
Yeah, most times.
Wow.
I mean, nurse, they call me, be like, I just urinated and what I'm seeing, and I'm like, go and drink water.
Okay, okay, that's interesting. I would like us to talk about what you people do at the foundation level, and I think this part of education is actually getting very interesting. Most times, they easily accuse substance. People accuse chemicals. People accuse carbonated drinks. People accuse canned food. People accuse of drug abuse, say medication. You understand? In young people, alcoholic. People accuse smoking and all this shisha. You know, so those are the popular things that have been accused. Young women, they will go, you know, do things and then they will go take some of the popular, I don't want to mention name. You understand? So people say that over time, the continuous intake of this thing can lead to kidney failure, sir. How true is this?
All right, it's very true. The accusation is correct. Let me add one that you overlook: bleaching. The fact that people bleach their skin. Yes, that's one. In fact, that's one of the highest causes of kidney problems among young children. See, our mothers are bleaching our children. They call it skin glowing and toning. There's this new English they package it.
Whitening.
Yeah, whitening and all those English that they put in. So that's one of the things. Now, every chemical that gets into your body gets into your blood, and your blood always runs through your kidney, right? So that is why every of these chemical can be implicated. So let me start with something like blood sugar. Now, if somebody has maybe is diabetic, right, has a high blood sugar, already we know that diabetes affects so many different parts of the body. It affects the functioning of the body, affects your blood vessels and the rest. Your kidney runs on blood, has enough blood vessels supplied to it. The same thing with hypertension. If somebody has hypertension, it means you have an increased blood pressure and it affects the vessels of your blood, right? These vessels are also found in the kidney. So sometimes it can either send too much blood to the kidney to work on. The kidney is supposed to have a certain amount of blood it can process at a time. So it either sends too much or sends too little, depending on what is the problem. The same thing with these chemicals that we put in. So like I talked about, everything you take into your body breaks it down and bring byproducts. Most of these things they smoke, most of these things they drink, right? They contain this chemical in high volume. So already your body knows, for example, if you are eating normal food, For example, proteinous food go down to become urea. Your body can see that maybe you're eating like 500 grams of proteinous food. Maybe the kidney can handle that, right? But then you go to drink and maybe you go to smoke and you add another 500 or 1000 on top. That becomes a
That's
stress to
that's
your
overload.
kidney. Yeah, it becomes an overload. So that is why all these things are happening. The same thing with when you're rubbing things, like the people that do bleaching, right? Some of those things become easily absorbed
Into your
through
body.
your skin
Okay.
into your body. Sometimes you're a pregnant woman, you're doing it, it affects the baby inside your womb.
Oh, exactly. That's the next question I wanted to ask you.
Yes.
So even when you are not directly applying these things on the child and you're using it, can you affect the child?
Yes, as a pregnant, there are some chemicals that can affect the child. As a pregnant woman, there are certain creams as a pregnant woman that even if you used to rub it, in fact, we even advise that as a pregnant woman, once you're ready to conceive, once you're not even conceived, right? Once you are planning to, there are certain things you need to cut out, right? Creams that are highly packed with retinol, oftentimes it's written there, but most people don't read it, right? They just buy it and they use it because it's good for
Because
their.
there's a picture that I posted of a child that came out, and they say the child was born like that with all these sign out the child was being whitened,
Yeah.
something like that, right? And then they said the mom came out and said that the child was born like that. You know, so could it be that it is an impact from what the mother took from outside that
Okay.
affected the child?
So it is
inside?
two ways. There are just people that have darker knuckles
Okay,
naturally,
okay.
right? It could also be like a side effect. Now the issue is we cannot really say if it was a natural
Okay.
darkened knuckles or if it was one that they did. But what we're trying to say is that mothers, be careful the things you take, especially when you're pregnant, especially in your first trimester of this thing part. And even as an individual, it becomes a problem to you. Don't even forget that your kidney doesn't just most times your kidney doesn't just collapse at once. It starts to deteriorate slowly, slowly.
So what are the signs to know if your kidney is becoming sick or is falling? Are there symptoms that if you notice, you should know that okay, my kidney is having a problem?
All right, so the first one has to do with the water regulation in your body. In fact, that's the key pointers.
Okay.
So, excessive tests.
Excessive.
Tests.
The ones that are always
Excessively thirsty,
wow.
right? Because it means that if your kidney doesn't function as it should, it may not drain your body well, so it may be removing more water than possible.
So that means you go out to be urinating
And
almost.
then you need to be drinking excessively.
But people also
On the flip side, that's what I'm saying. On the flip side, also could be when you don't have ability to urinate because your kidney is not working as it should and it's not producing as much urine.
But what they're saying seems to be associated with diabetes.
Diabetes. That's what I'm saying. That diabetes affects the kidney,
Okay.
right? So when it happens like that, then another thing could be collection of water in your body. When we say collection, we talk about there's something called edema, swelling of your joints. So you see people they sit and their legs are swelling, their joints are swelling. It means your kidney cannot remove as much water as possible. So that water starts to
Drain it.
collect in your joint.
Okay. I've handled a couple of kidney related cases, and most time when they come like that, I just know you just go, you look at the person, they say the legs are swollen. So when did you start working with Atom Academy Foundation?
The Art Mechanic Foundation was founded in January 2022.
Okay.
That was when Art Mechanic Foundation was founded.
Okay.
So our main objective is to go to mostly rural villages. Go to the villages. We get to speak to the village people there. We get to educate them about their kidney, about what they should basically do for themselves in order not to have kidney failure. We get to test them as well. We conduct some of the tests on them to
On
know.
the kidney.
No, not
them
on the
basically.
kidney.
Okay.
Yeah, we do like a urine test for them, glucose test for them. We also check their blood pressure to be able to check if they have any kidney related problem. Like in the urine, if someone has a kidney related problem, you kind of spot like a blood inside the urine. So when we get to test people and we see such thing in the urine, we get to refer them to a higher place. We get to take them to a higher place to run the test. We have like a laboratory in which we partner with, so that if we detect that in a person from any of the villages, we transport them to Uyo to run the test. Then
Okay.
we follow up from there.
So for foundations like this, they are always the founders. It's always something that is personal to them. If you see
Yeah.
somebody that is running a foundation that care about the brain, if you look around, somebody around the person must have had a brain related problem, or maybe the person, maybe mental health kind of. For people like the arts, we know of Kaluk Mankwo's Art Foundation, So, what was the inspiration? What inspired the creation of this foundation that said, aside every other thing, if you have eye problem, go somewhere else. If you have go this way. If you have leg problem, brain problem, mental health problem, if you have kidney problem, come to us. What was that thing that inspired the creation of this foundation that is just for human kidney?
Okay, our founder, her name is Mrs. Etido Kreshma.
Okay.
So her mom passed away because of a kidney related issue.
Oh,
Her mom
that's
died
sad.
because of a kidney failure. So she saw the pain because the mom was with her. She saw the pain, the trauma, everything she was going through. So she decided to bring for this Art Mekanem Foundation so that she can educate people on kidney health. So she brought forth the Atomic Candle Foundation. That was in 2022 to be able to educate people. It's an NGO. We go around rural villages in Akwa Ibom State mostly. We've been to local governments like Ikotekpene. We've been to Udra. There's a village there, Udra Ubo. We've been to Udra Ato for sensitization. We've been to Ikonotu. We've
So
been
you
to
could say you guys are saving lives.
Yes, we are, cause we partner with Anwa St.
Saint
Luke
Luke.
Hospital
Anwa,
Anwa, and
okay.
also Primary Healthcare Center in Ikotikbene.
Okay.
So we do go there to check out their dialysis patient. We get to contribute the little we have to be able to support the patient there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me come back to you. So, looking back, you say you guys started this foundation in 2022.
Yeah, 2022.
Okay. All right. Have you people facilitated or supported any patient for a transplant?
No, we haven't supported. We haven't had the resources to support for a transplant. So what we basically support for is, like I said, referral. For example, we go there. Some of them may have this problem; they don't know what to do.
Okay.
So we refer them. We also support in terms of treatment and dialysis.
Okay.
So it depends on what is your problem. If it's like the one that needs drugs, we may help with the drugs. If maybe you're on dialysis, we may work with the hospital and maybe try to contribute our own quota to discount whatsoever it is that the client is
Okay.
paying to get
All right.
the dialysis.
Do they do transplant here in Nigeria?
It's possible. It's possible.
Okay,
It's
so
possible.
basically, what I can take from here is that you people are coming in to help people for preventions.
Yes, prevention is our key
You
aspect.
understand?
Yes.
Okay. So now you were saying something that kidney do not just collapse. You understand? Like when they say kidney failure, right? Now, how do people care for their kidney? You mentioned water. Are there other things that people could do to care for their kidney? And then I also want the people that are watching this to know, are there things that you would like to tell people, please, as much as you can, stay away from this? Or even if you are taking it, reduce to this certain level. Because at the end of the day, somebody should watch this video and be able to get a value. You understand?
Yeah.
And then will be able to care for his kidney. Then do you also recommend a routine kind of checkup for kidney? You understand? And then some of those, I just want us to
Okay.
do this again as we round up the conversation.
So let me point out that there is acute kidney problem and chronic. That's medical language. Acute means it happens very fast.
Okay.
Now, in as much as it happens very fast, it means that most times those one comes in form of accidents like trauma, right? Where we have those issue, or maybe you just
Trauma can also
physical trauma. If somebody hits you, it can cause problem too. So there are people that
I also using medical language again.
okay, I'm using medical. So when I say trauma, I mean don't allow people. The kidney is like at your back, so most of this back is closer to your back, like here. So most of this back hitting could be a problem. either through accident, through fights, and the rest of the things. So that's what we call
Can
trauma.
sitting position also?
Sitting position will expose you to a sedentary lifestyle that may lead to hypertension and diabetes. May not really be a problem directly. So for those acute ones, most times they're often emergencies where you realize the kidney shuts down at once. Most times the problem may be related to things like blood vessels. When somebody has cardiac arrest and maybe the blood is not supplied. But the chronic ones, which are the most common ones, are the ones that the kidney goes down slowly, gradually. So today your kidney has, sometimes it may even stop functioning because you have two kidneys. One may stop functioning and the other one is functioning. And in your mind, you feel that you are good to go. You're still on the road until something happens. So what we advise people, like I said, we talked about water first. It's essential that you hydrate. That's like one of the cheapest and easiest thing you can do. Now, I want to put this in perspective and make it whole. Reduce chemical intake. I'm talking about chemical in form of drinking, in form of smoking, in form of eating. Drinking, we could really look like alcohol, right? People may say, take alcohol small, take this. Alcohol minimal. Apart from, I would want to say the social feeling and the aesthetic feeling. Medically, alcohol does not in any volume.
Like in terms of good.
In good,
Okay.
good. It does nothing to
The word, but the Bible say take it. It's more for the.
the Bible. Now, okay, when the Bible says take it, you know, most of those ones were like what I could call like natural alcohol, right? Vines were fermented, right? There are things we ferment and eat. For example, fufu is a fermented form of cassava. We are eating it. But most of these alcohol are things they do in industries, chemicals that they
Ethanol.
combine.
Ethanol.
Yeah, that they put
I many cases. All these bitters.
all
This small
all these
tiny
small
tiny.
bitters
Let's
and
break the table at one. All these small tiny bitters in sachet. If you can't, just leave it.
So just leave it. Then all the things they give you advice to avoid things like diabetes and hypertension, right? They're telling you not much of junk food. All those things, please avoid them. All these junk foods, all these processed food, all these excessively
Canned food.
fried foods, canned food. You can forget it. Let's go back to when we were able to pick vegetables
And all these pastries.
yeah, pastries.
Yes, because
Those are
even the
processed
flours are not natural again. They are using chemicals too.
to do it. So those are the kind of things that we tell you to do. Then for the routine screening, so by now I think there's something we call know your numbers. Your blood pressure numbers and your sugar level numbers should be something people should have at the tip of their finger.
I don't have my own.
So if you have a pharmacy across, you can move it. Highest is the most they can charge is 500. They'll tie your hand and give you your TP number and you come back. Or maybe you can buy the machine and keep it in your house and you use it as need be. Now, this thing doesn't stop you from having the issue. But in medical science, we know that the earlier you can know that you have a problem, the better the prognosis. By prognosis, the better the outcome. So if you notice that your BP is rising, you start to ask questions, what is happening? I've rested, I've slept, but it's still happening. So you start to ask. The same thing with your blood sugar level. Now, the test we offered, like she said, is that apart from the blood sugar and the checking your blood glucose level, there's something we do. We check your urine using what we call a Combi strip. When you put that strip, it breaks 7 chemicals in your urine. Right? We have how a normal urine should be, like the kind of chemicals we should have. Then there are certain chemicals that if it's peaked in your urine, you know that something is wrong. So, for example, if you're having like protein in urine, especially when you're not pregnant, it could be a pointer to something. Are you having excessive sugar? Are you having excessive urea? So when we test this thing, we do not stand there to tell you have a kidney disease. That is not enough to tell you have a kidney disease. So that is why when we see these people, we now take them to our partners, when we test them, we do other comprehensive tests, and then we can have, even after doing that comprehensive test, we give them the test and they go to a hospital and then they see a doctor and then they can have like a clinical diagnosis. So what you can do for yourself, as in terms of routine checking, could be for you to know your numbers, your blood sugar level and your blood pressure level.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. This is actually very insightful, and then I'm learning too. And I have a personal question. Yes, the personal question is: does poor sleep also affect the kidney? It doesn't. It doesn't.
It does. Now it does. Poor sleep leads to stress. Stress leads to the release of what we call cortisol. Cortisol is a hormone in your body.
You want to cut my heart now?
No. I'm not cutting your heart. It's the poor sleep may not affect you immediately. It's one of those things that build up over time. Because when you have an increased level of cortisol in your body, one of the things it pushes you to do is that it pushes you to eat junk. It gives you this high need for sugar, cravings for sugar, and it pushes you to
I don't have it. Thank God.
and it pushes you. So, and it could also affect other process. Your body needs a sleep too.
Yeah.
So please, let's try and work hard.
All right. Okay. So as we are rounding up, I would like to know: can people invite you to educate their communities, their villages, their church, the organizations, and then are there financial um commitment to this? Because there are people here that may want to just have you come talk to their communities, their friends, the organization. You understand? Because what you guys are doing is actually very, very commendable. Prevention, they always say, is better than the cure. So for you coming out and then teaching people and letting people know, because a lot of people are living in ignorant. There are people that today they can drink like two sachets of bitters. I know of that one because the liquid base of most of those things is ethanol, and I know ethanol is not good for the human body. It can shut down. I know people.
Almost all part of
You understand? It can shut down. So this is a very good campaign, and I'm supporting it. You understand? So if people want to invite you to come speak, if you go there free or there's a financial commitment, maybe for logistics, maybe as a there's another ingredient. I don't know whether I'll be able to pronounce it. Honorarium.
okay. So we are an association that wants to we're a foundation that wants to spread this knowledge.
Okay.
So you could there are three ways you could come in. You could come in to support us by virtue of maybe making donations.
In case there are cases.
Yeah, there are cases.
Okay.
Or you'd be like, we love what you do. We want you people to go far. We would like to reach different parts. We've been able to reach like 10 villages across like 4 local governments already.
Okay.
We would want to go far, but logistics and getting people across. So you could come in to support.
You people are going to the village. Do you know that the thing that exposes people to more to the kidney issue, they are more in the city itself.
Now, I'll tell you why we go to the village. The second part is if you partner with us. Most times we go where we're invited.
Okay.
Yes. So we go with
people that want their village people to be alive.
Yeah, so they call us too.
So if you want your people to be alive, your church members, invite them.
So you can come partner with us, right? Work with us. If you are a paramount ruler at village shade, you lead an organization, you want us to come talk.
Why are you running away from politicians?
No,
if you're a commissioner, local government chairman, councillor, pastor,
call us to come. You can partner with us. Then we also put this out. You can come volunteer with us. Right. For now, we are a volunteer-based organization. Right. I'm a nurse. We have lab scientists working for us. Pharmacists. We want to be a medical person, even if you're a non-medical person. Maybe they could be your skill that could help us. You can come
like someone like me. Yes. I could just do free publicity.
Yeah, you could come in and be in the media space. And if you're a media person, you could help us with your videography skills, photography skills. We'll be glad to have you. So you can partner with us, you could sponsor us, and you can volunteer with us.
So how can they connect with you? So how can you be rich?
Okay, so you can reach out to us via social media platforms, Foundation, on Facebook and LinkedIn, or you can call us, and also on Instagram.
Okay.
You can call us on 0810-884-6005.
Take that again.
0810-884-6005.
Okay. Do you people have a physical address?
Yes. Number 4 is Satan.
Ikorepene.
Yes.
Okay. Is Satan? Okay.
All right.
Okay. Please. Thank you so much for coming. I really do appreciate. When your colleague actually shared it with me, I was like, I've never heard of something like this, and it's actually very, very interesting because kidney problem is something that is disturbing us recently. Because with what I do on social media, people reach out, and kidney issues are not issues that I can even say anything. Because I know when one dimension is, you just look at the stage, this one is beyond you. Like you just look at the person, just like this one is highway to the grave. You will not tell the person that sent it. You just know, because the cost of maintaining these guys, like the dialysis, the weekly dialysis. If you accept and start every week, okay, we are out of money. Oh. We need to do dialysis for him. Or just tell us. And every day you're going back online to be soliciting, to beg. You understand? And at the point, you get stressed out. You understand? So for me personally, when once you get to those stages, when I started this thing, I did not even know. I handled one particular case like that. I know how much we spent at Uni Teaching Hospital. And at the end of the day, I was so broken when we lost that lady. It was then that the thing became clear that when once your kidney fails, if you do not have money, just count your days to the grave. You understand? So it is actually very important that people get to know these things and the people get to learn. And for people that that their lives is actually important to them, they take the necessary action. Like me, I've stopped carbonated drink for a long time.
That's okay.
You understand? I've stopped carbonated drink, pastries, very, very before I take anything like meat pie, I have cut. Then there's this particular bitter that I love. It was see, it was an addiction. And then at the point I was just one of my friends noticed I was taking. He said, "Guy, you don't need that. This thing." My uncle was addicted on this thing, and he just died. And it was so I cut off anything that has to do with then alcoholic. All this, if I must take alcoholic, I must be sure that this is original drink, and I don't over it just once in a while. So all those things, when once I look at the sticker, I just know that this one is made in Aba. You understand? Yes. When once I suspect that the liquid base would be, I may not know the exact, professional terms to use. But once I suspect that this one night are not where the cocaine mix them. And truly, I may not be a medical person, but I know that a lot of about 70 to 80% of our bitters in this country, ethanol is the base. You understand?
Yeah.
And it's killing and then drops. Like me personally, you cannot be telling me you're having headache in my house. I now carry paracetamol that I bought 3 or 2. I will not give you. You can't take it. I would rather go out, tell them that somebody is having headache. I'll get drugs because I don't want anybody to be, even our local medicine, our root,
Yeah,
our leaves.
yes.
You
So
understand?
people, let me just say something. People go natural, but the problem with our root is that yes, they're potent, but they don't have dosage.
What's the
Most
dosage?
times,
The leaves. And you discover that there are a lot of chemicals in our leaves, a lot of chemicals in our root. Recently, was it last year? I was having a problem. My mom brought one particular, she was coming to say, she just brought one root and then just go and buy. Yeah. This is this particular drug that is always yellow and red.
Yeah, red and yellow capsule.
What they call
I
it?
think it's
They-
different.
no, there's a particular name that is very popular. Those days they will just give you that stuff. Say, get them. Is it? Oh shit! Why am I forgetting it? They'll just tell you buy it. Maybe like 3 to 4. Come and open it, put inside it, and buy kai and put. Those kind of concoction. My mom brought it. I told her over my living body. See this here, I cannot take. It's still in my house. You understand? Because at the point you get this knowledge, you become scared of certain things. You understand? They may be potent, but what is the dosage that is healthy for you at the time? There are things that you're supposed to take once in every 2 days. There are things that you're supposed to take once. They will just give you cup and remember, use and scope. Like, are you sure your body can process this? Because you may be looking for help at the end of the day, you're collapsing things in your system. So please, this information is something that a lot of people need because somehow a lot of people are using their hands to kill themselves. So thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. And then I hope we get this video out. People will get to learn, people will get to adjust and then live for their families.
Thank you so much.
The last, if you don't want to live, if you die, we'll come for your burial. I will eat rice and then I will do takeaway.
So please, just one other thing. So come next month, we'll be having a kidney walk. Next month is Walk Kidney Day, March 13th.
Okay.
So we'll be hosting a walking video.
Okay.
Right.
And I'll be there.
Yes, as the month progresses, we'll bring out final details, but we will have a walk in video
Okay.
to celebrate the walking day and to also raise awareness. So we'll be going on.
Will the founder be available?
Yes.
I would like to talk to her when I come. Okay, guys. So please, if you love this video, you think it is of value, share to your friends, your family, share the video to your groups, wherever you are. Let your people tag them to come watch and learn. Thank you so much for coming, and God bless you.
Thank you.
All right.